My ankles are a little sore from yesterday's run, but that's how I feel.
Okay.
Shall we begin? I think it's only going to be me and you,
Okay.
as
All
usual.
right. Sounds good. Yes, I'm gonna mute.
All right, you can start your watch. I had to send my watch in for a swap because mine died, but that's okay. I'll have a new watch soon enough. So let's take our three centering breaths together to get in the zone. So relax your whole body, head to toe. You can close your eyes and let's take our first deep breath in. Lengthen your spine. You can sit up a little bit taller. And then as you breathe out, sink into your foundation. Let your shoulders sink. Relax your body. Okay, and then on your next deep breath, sit up a little bit taller once again. And then let go of your breath. Okay, long breath out. Feel the air as it exits your lips. All right, last deep breath. Let's breathe into the nose. And then once again, long breath out. Let those shoulders sink down a little bit further. Very nice. All right, you can resume a normal breathing pattern. And then let's relax our whole body, head to toe. So let's start with our head and face and neck. So relaxing the forehead, the jaw, the cheeks. Settling with the breath a little bit more. And we'll work our way down to our neck. It holds up our head all day. It works all the time. Let's just breathe into our necks. And we'll work our way to our shoulders and our arms, letting them relax. From our shoulders, let's breathe down and think about how our biceps and our triceps feel down to the forearms, down to your wrist and hands. Take a moment, notice how those feel. And let's work our way back to our chest and our torso. And as you sit here and breathe, notice how your chest expands, your belly contracts. And since we're at the front of our chest, let's work our way to the back of our torsos, to our backs and our spine. And let's just breathe, taking a moment to notice how those feel. Let's go to the lower half of our body. So let's notice how you're sitting. I happen to be sitting with my legs outstretched because that feels good to me. You can be sitting in cross leg position, whatever. Let's notice how our bottoms feel just sitting, rested on your mat, and then down through your hamstrings and your legs. Maybe they're tight, maybe they feel good. Maybe you can feel your feet against your your calves as you're sitting cross-legged. Just relax your legs. Down to your calves and your feet. Let's take one more deep breath in through the nose and hold it at the top. When you hear the singing bowl, you can release the breath and then open up your eyes. Pop off the block. Ooh. Let's start with a spine stretch. Resume cross leg position. You can open up your eyes. Let's start to the left this week. Okay, so right palms against the left knee. Left fingertips or left palm is planted in the floor behind you. Okay, we're still sitting up straight as we're twisting, turning the neck into the left shoulder, looking back behind us. Twisting, breathing. All right, let's take one deep breath in. And then as you exhale, let's unwind, come back to center, get ready for the other side. Okay, taking our time. So now our left palm is against our right knee. That right palm is planted behind. We're pushing with both palms, twisting. Okay, this one's also like a neck stretch as we're turning our heads to the right. All right, just like the other side, we're gonna take one deep breath in. And then as you breathe out, come back to center. Ooh. Let's get our necks and our side, or I'm sorry, not our necks, our sides. So let's once again start on the left. Let's plant the left palm on the mat to our left and raise the right arm and reach over our body towards the upper left-hand corner of the room. Okay, if you come down to your forearm, that's awesome. If not, that's okay. But use that left arm to control how deep the stretch goes on your right side. Keeping that right sit bone planted. And then let's bring that left hand back up to the top. Reach for the ceiling. And then drop the right hand down to the right. Let's get the left side of our body. So reaching with the left arm, turning the chin up towards the ceiling and looking up as you reach, feeling the stretch go from your hip through your side up to your fingertips. Let's bring the right hand back up to the top and then bring the hands to heart center. All right. Let's get our inner thighs. So bring the soles of the feet together in front of us. Taking our time, bringing the heels in, letting the knees drop. And then just lean forward like a hinge. The back is still straight. And then connecting the breath with the movement. Every time you breathe out, see if you can pull yourself in a little bit further. All right, and then let's take a deep breath in through the nose. And then as you breathe out, round out your back and reach forward. And we're still reaching, really feeling the inner thighs. Ooh. All right, let's sit back up. Ready to stand up. We're gonna get our hamstrings. Ugh. Okay, our super wide stance, toes facing forward, legs are straight, backs are straight to start. Let's reach both arms up, reach for the ceiling. And then as you breathe out, swan dive forward. Okay, if you can bring your hands to the ground, great. Maybe push yourself towards the back of the room, looking through your legs. Okay, relaxing the legs with each out breath, letting the hamstrings stretch a little bit deeper. And settle with your breath before we take it to stage 2. All right, go to stage 2. Let's take the hands and clasp them behind us, and then reach the fingertips towards the ceiling or towards the front of the room, and feel those shoulders stretch out. Ooh. Good. And let's release the hands back down to the ground. Let's start with planting the right palm on the floor and then rotating the left arm up to the ceiling, opening up our left shoulder and chest. And reach for the ceiling with those left fingertips. See if you could turn the chin up towards the ceiling as well. And then on your next out breath, gently return the left arm back down to the ground. Taking your time to switch palms on the floor and then opening up the right shoulder and chest, reaching the right arm and right fingertips up towards the ceiling. And just like the other side, as you breathe out, return the right arm back down to the ground. We're just going to hang out here for a few moments, enjoying those hamstrings. All right, let's stretch out our hip flexors. So from here, let's rotate 90 degrees to the right. So pivot that right foot and then drop the left knee down to the mat. Untuck the left foot and left toes. Okay, so you're on your left knee. And you can either lean forward just a bit or rotate your hips forward. You should feel your left hip flexor, a little pinch. If you want to pull the left hip flexor from the top and the bottom, reach the left arm up. Okay, the extra credit is taking that left hand and reaching it towards the right if you want. Ooh. Let's hold this one for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then let's return the left hand back down. Let's get back on those left toes. Get the left knee off the ground. And rotate back to the long side of your mat. Back to the hamstring stretch. And then rotating 90 degrees to your left. Dropping the right knee down. Untucking the right foot. Bringing the torso up. Okay. Rotating that hip forward. Feeling the right hip flexor stretch out. Just like the other side, let's do a slow 10 count. This is starting to feel good. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, bring the torso back down. Getting back on those right toes. Bring that right knee off the mat. And then we're rotating back to the long side of your mat. And then let's fold our arms and rest our forehead and our forearms. We're really stretching out the hamstrings today. All right. And let's do our slow 10 count that we've been waiting for to straighten up our body. Let the arms and head dangle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Bring your legs together. I think that's enough stretching for the hamstrings for a little bit. Let's get our move to the upper body. Let's get our shoulders. I'm going to start with my left arm across the top of my chest, pulling on my left shoulder. Ooh. Give yourself one last little pull. And then let's release and switch sides over to the right side. Oh my goodness. I'm tight everywhere this week, today. Once again, give yourself one last little pull. And then let go of that right arm. And let's get the left arm behind the head for the left tricep, pulling on the left elbow. And you get your head out of the way so your left arm can go a little bit further behind your head. Let's release the left arm. Going to the right arm. Ugh. Release that right arm. We're going to do our neck stretch next. So let's start with grabbing the right wrist behind our backs, making a chicken wing with our left arm, the left. And then drop your left ear to your left shoulder. You should feel the right side of your neck. Okay, we're going to stay in this middle position for a minute or so. Giving me not quite a minute, but I meant to say a moment. Right. Let's roll the head forward as we look down. Roll the head back and turn the chin and look up. Ugh. Groaning helps me anyways. All right, let's rotate the head back to the center position and then straighten up our heads. And then let's switch wrists. So we're grabbing our left wrist behind our back, dropping the head down, feeling the left side of our neck. Then let's turn our chin and look up. All right, let's rotate the head forward gently as we look down at the ground, down at your carpet, down at your mat, down at your toes, whatever. Ooh, tight spot here, so we're gonna hold it for a little bit longer. All right, let's roll the head back to the center position. Let's straighten up our heads and release that left wrist. Now let's do another neck stretch. Okay, let's plug our arms and fingertips into the ground, reach for the ground. We're gonna lengthen all the muscles at the top of our chest and neck and drop the chin to the top of the chest. Feel the back of the neck. And then rotate the head to the right. And then rotate it to the left. You can feel free to go at your own speed, or I'll still call it out if you want to stay with me, but find that tight spot for you in the back of your neck. I'm rotating back to the right. Ugh. Okay, let out some groans. I'm going to go back to the left. I'm going to do 3 cycles each side. Just holding my neck on the left. Okay, and entering the last cycle, I'm going to rotate my head back to the right. Ooh. And then over to the left. All right, and then I'm going to rotate the head back to the center and then bring my head back up. All right, let's do our standing side stretch. So feet together or slightly apart, but stand up nice and tall. Bring the arms up, reach up towards the ceiling. And I'm going to drop my left arm down to the ground as I kick out my right hip. Reaching over my body with the right arm. Reaching, reaching, reaching. Okay, connecting the breath with the movement still. So every time you breathe out, see if you can extend that stretch, the last few millimeters, feeling the stretch in your hip, or from your hip rather. And then let's bring the left arm back up. We reach for the ceiling with both arms. And then drop the right arm down. Ugh. Okay. Hopefully your chin is turned up towards the ceiling, up towards the inside of the elbow. And we're stretching out the whole left side of our body. All right, let's bring that right arm back up to the top. Give me a little reach with both arms up. Now let's bring the hands to heart center. And then we're going to keep the hands and arms where they are. We're going to go into Malasana. So moving the legs into medium width, toes out about 45 degrees. Let's lower ourselves down to the earth, down to the ground. Ugh. Stay here for another 5 seconds or so. My inner thighs definitely need this. Ugh. All right, let's put the hands on the legs to support as we come on out. Oh my goodness. All right, let's come to the front of our mats, the short side. Let's get some moving options. So feet and legs together. Let's stand up nice and tall. Arms return up to the top. Let's do our 2 warm-up swan dives. So swan dive down. Come up to flat back, resting the hands on the shins of the knees. Exhaling, rounding at the back, and then eyes up, head up, reverse swan dive. For 1, swan dive down. For 2, up to flat back. Rounding out the back, eyes up, head up, reverse swan dive. All right, let's begin swan dive down for a 3rd time. Okay, hamstrings are probably used to it by now. Come up to flat back. Ugh. And then as you breathe out, rounding out the back, plant both hands, stepping back into a plank position. Let's chaturanga down into an upward dog. Ooh. And then returning to a plank, you can add a push-up here if you like. And into a downward dog position. Hands are spread, or fingers are spread rather. Just push the floor away. Feel those calves stretch out. Okay, think about trying to bring your heels down to the mat. And let's do 3 bicycles to focus on each calf individually. So I'm going to start with bending the left knee, putting a little bit more pressure on the right side. Switch sides to the left, or bending the right knee, driving the left heel down. Okay, back to the right. Over to the left. And last time for the right. And then to the left. Oh my goodness. All right, and then straighten up that right leg. Let's go into a crescent pose. So bring the feet and legs together. Let's start with the right side. So floating the right leg up into the air. And then swing it on through, planting that right foot in front. Once your right foot's planted, bring the arms and torso up. Okay, for crescent pose. That back heel is reaching for the mat. You should feel your left hip flexor stretch out a little bit. That right leg is supporting us in the front. All right, let's go into our prayer twist. So bring the hands to heart center and then transition into prayer twist on the right. Press that left elbow into the right knee. Hands are stacked. You can even put a little pressure against your hands against each other. Okay. And then we'll gently return to crescent pose. Ooh, nice. And then as you breathe out, bring the arms and torso back down to the mat. Plant the palms. Right leg comes back to plank. Let's chaturanga down into an upward dog. And then back to plank. You may push up here if you'd like. Into downward dog. Okay, let's add a sun salutation before we get the other crescent pose. So gently walk the feet towards the hands. And then reverse swan dive. Hands are at the top. And swan dive back down. Hopefully you're feeling pretty loose now. Up to flat back. And then exhaling, rounding out the back, planting both palms once again. Return to plank position. And then chaturanga down to an upward dog. Ooh. Back to plank, push up once again. Returning to downward dog. And then we're going to hit crescent pose into a prayer twist on the left. So feet and legs together. Let's float that left leg up into the air. And then swing it on through and plant it in front. Bringing the arms and torso back up top. That left knee is tracking over the left ankle. And that right heel is reaching for the mat as your arms and hands reach for the ceiling. All right, hands together at heart center, transitioning into prayer twist on the left, pressing that right elbow into the left knee. All right, let's bring that right elbow off the left knee, arms and torso back up top for crescent pose. And then breathing out, arms return to the mat, plant both palms. Left leg comes back to plank. Then we're going to chaturanga down into an upward dog. Back to plank, give me a push up here. And then step the feet towards the hands for a sun salutation. Reverse swan dive. Hands are at the top. Swan dive down. Up to flat back. Exhaling, rounding at the back, planting both palms. I'm going to step back to plank. Chaturanga down into another upward dog. Ooh. Back to plank. Give me a push up here. And then into down dog. Ooh. All right, from here, we're going to go to chair pose. So step the feet towards the hands. And then bring your feet together, bring your bottom down, your arms come up. Ugh. Don't let the elbows flare out. And we're still breathing. And 3, 2, 1. Keeping the arms and torso where they are. Straighten up your body. Then get the heels off the mat. Reach for the ceiling. Working those calves. Let's go into the chair pose on the side. Forgot what that's called. I guess it's a chair pose on the side. So bring the heels back down, bring the hands to heart center, and go twisting chair pose on the right. Forgot the word twisting for a second there. And see if you can bend your knees a little bit more. Bring your bottom down. And we'll exit in 3, 2, 1. Hands come back to center. And then straightening upper bodies for a second time. Back onto the toes. Heels back down, hands back to center, and let's even ourselves out by doing twisting chair pose on the left, pressing the right elbow into the left knee now. You would think this is easier than prayer twist, but it's not. It feels the same. All right. And then let's bring the hands back to center, and then straightening up our bodies for a third time, returning our weight onto our toes and the balls of our feet. Okay, see how high you can press yourself up, really work your calves. Let those stabilizer muscles stabilize. Oh. And then we're going to gently bring those heels down, bring the hands back to center. Let me take a sip of my coffee. I'll resume. Forgot water, but use coffee. Let's have a seat. My legs are pretty tired, so we're just gonna skip the warrior stuff today. I think crescent pose was plenty. All right, let's do our chair pose. I'm sorry, not our chair pose, our table pose. I was looking at a chair and I just thought chair. All right, let's prop ourselves up. Okay, pushing the hips up towards the ceiling, letting the head drop. Ooh. Saying hello once again to those shoulders. It could be an active stretch, constantly pushing those hips up. And we'll come down in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently returning down. Okay, let's lie down on our backs. We're going to do bridge. Oh, I'm really taking my time today. All right. You can either clasp your hands underneath you or support with your hands on the floor. But once again, rolling on to the shoulders, pushing the floor away with your feet. Pressing those hips up towards the ceiling. Hopefully you feel that in your hamstrings and your glutes. All right. And then controlling your descent back down to the mat, one vertebra at a time. So they come in contact with your mat. Nice and easy. Don't rush it, or really no need to rush it. All right, let's do happy baby and then a glute stretch. So bring both legs up into the air. Grab either your big toes or grab the outside parts of your feet. Bring your knees in towards your underarms. Feel those inner thighs to start. And then as you rock left to right, feel your spine against your mat. So you can release your spine. Ooh. Okay, still actively pulling on your feet to feel those inner thighs stretch out even though you're moving. It's a lot of things all at once. Let's take care of ourselves. Ugh. All right, and then you stop rocking. Give yourself one last pull. All right. And then you return your legs down on the mat. Let's start by keeping that right foot planted and bring the left ankle onto the right quad. Let's get our left glute. So I'm going to pull on my right shin. Let's do our 3 breaths. You know what? I kind of need 4 today. Let's go with 4 breaths on each side to release the glutes. So let's breathe into the nose and out of the mouth. Number 2, let's breathe in. Give me a long breath out. All right, number 3, let's breathe into the nose and out to the mouth. Nice. Let's do 4. I said 4. Oop, I almost forgot even. So last breath for this side. So breathe into the nose, out to the mouth. Okay. Releasing the right shin. Left foot's now planted. Get the right foot in position. Let's grab the left shin. Okay, 4 breaths. Let's hope I remember it's 4 this time. So breathe into the nose. And as you breathe out, think about your right glute. Relax the lower half of your body. See if you can get deeper into the right side. Okay, number 2, let's breathe in. And long breath out. And number 3, breathing into the nose and out to the mouth. And remember the 4th breath here. So breathing in, releasing the breath. Goodness. All right. Oh, let go of that left shin. You can bring that right leg out. Let's get a supine twist. So legs are long to start. And then let's pull in the right knee towards our chest. Okay. Feeling that little stretch. And then let's bring the right knee out to the right side of our body. Maybe place one hand on the left hip to remind you to stay on the mat. All right, and then now let's bring the right knee over to the left side of our body. Right arm extends out to the right. I feel that in my glute and I feel that in my spine. Ooh, these trail runs are really getting the best of me. All right, let's do 2 breaths to release the spine here. So relax the whole body and then breathe in through the nose. And breathe out through the mouth. Get deeper into that twist. And then we'll do 1 more deep breath cycle. So breathing in. And then release the whole body. An audible breath. Okay, let's bring that right leg back to center. Oh, taking our time, hugging in the left knee. Okay. Pulling it in towards our chest. All right. Bring that left knee out to the left. Noticing that stretch changes. Ooh. All right, now let's bring the left knee over our body and towards the right. And extend that left arm out. Twisting our spine in the opposite direction. Oh, excuse me. All right, let's do our 2 breaths. Sorry, I got lost in thought for a moment there. So let's breathe into the nose. And exhale, release any tension in your body. So you can get deeper into that twist with the spine. All right, one more breath here. So breathe into the nose and out to the mouth. All right, let's bring that left leg back over. Let's do a mini corpse pose. Just arms in a T position, just lie there. And as you breathe out, sink down into your mat. Let your feet just come to the sides. Feel your back against the mat. Ugh. Let's use the weight of our legs to sit up to get into position for a quad stretch, or not a quad stretch, a hamstring stretch. I'm gonna bring my right leg up, grab behind my knee, and using the weight of my right leg to sit up. Ugh. Thank you, leg. All right. I'm gonna start with my left leg out in front, bringing my right heel in towards my soft tissue. Adding the arms up top, and then breathing out as I stretch over my left leg, reaching for my left toes, keeping the back of the left knee on the mat. Okay, let's hold this one for about 40 seconds. Okay. You can grab your foot, actively pull it, pulling yourself, letting the stretch get deeper. We'll release in 3, 2, 1. Okay, sitting back up. And taking our time, switching our legs. So the right leg is outstretched. And the left heel is in towards our soft tissue. All right, arms are up top. And then exhaling, reaching. Ugh. This side is definitely tighter today. That's okay. We're still stretching it out. And we're gonna repeat those 40 seconds. Nice and long. And every time you breathe out, get a little deeper in the stretch, as with every other pose. All right, and in a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, releasing that right side and keeping the right leg where it's at, adding the left right next to it. Let's get both legs together. Okay, we're gonna flex the feet so your toes are facing the ceiling. Adding the arms up top once again. And then breathing out, reaching. Or give yourself one last pull for the hamstrings. And then let's release our feet, release the stretch. Ooh, all right, let's do a pigeon pose. And then we'll go into our closing sequence. Ugh. So start with a plank position. I'm going to bring my right foot forward and plant it behind my left wrist, and then drop my right knee down, untucking the left foot and the left toes. Just finding, settling into the position where the stretch feels deepest for you or most beneficial for you. Yeah, I know everyone loves pigeons. We're going to hold this for about 45 seconds total. So settle with the breath. Ooh. Join me in groaning. Maybe 15 seconds or so. So really take it in so you can get even deeper into that stretch. The quad stretch for the left. So plant your palms in front of you and push your torso back up. And then reach back behind you with the left arm and pull the left heel in. Ugh. Feel the left quad stretch out. Oh my goodness. Ugh. Hold this for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release the left foot. And then bringing the right leg back to the plank position. Ugh. And then bring the left foot forward. Left leg forward, I should say. Ugh. Settling for this side. Let's repeat those 45 seconds. Another 5 seconds or so. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Palms are in front or planted in front. Reach back with my right arm. Oh my goodness. Ugh. We're gonna hold this for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ugh. Oh my goodness. All right, let's go to a child's pose and then we'll go into a corpse pose. Ugh. So knees are about as wide as your mat. Arms reaching forward with the forearms on the mat. Resting our heads down. Take a moment and think about everything we just did. Hopefully you feel a little looser, calm. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And as you breathe out, come forward. Gently rotate onto your back for corpse pose. Oh. Arms are at your sides. Legs are relaxed. You can close your eyes here. Let's go for a minute. Just scan your body head to toe. And I won't say a word. You guys went over a minute because I felt good. You keep your eyes closed. Reach the arms overhead. And give me a morning stretch. So reaching to the top as you point the toes at the bottom. Wriggle side to side. And get all the points in your body that need to stretch out here. All right, and then let's rotate onto your side. And rest your head and face right on your hands. Let's take a moment for ourselves. All right. Put your arms on top, plant that palm on the mat, push yourself up. Ugh. Ooh. Turning for starting position. Let's sit up nice and tall, lengthen that spine. Let's do our 3 audible breaths. Breathing in through the nose. And breathe out with some sound. Oh. Number 2, let's breathe in through the nose. And breathe out with some sound. Oh. Last one. Let's breathe in through the nose. And breathe out with some sound. Whoa. Center. You may repeat after me if you want. May you have clear and kind intentions. Let's raise our hands to our foreheads. May you have clear and kind thoughts. Lower our hands to our lips. May you have clear and kind communications. Then returning our hands to our hearts. And as always, the light in me celebrates and honors the light in you. Namaste, my friends. Watch. Oh,
Thank you.
thank you, Arisa. I needed that today.
Oh, me too. Yeah, my hammies and glutes definitely needed that. So that was very good. Thank you. All right.
All righty. Uh,
Yeah.
see you next. Oh, see you next time.
See you next time.
Ugh.